Hello everyone and welcome to another video here on Sam's Crafty Castle, and today we are kind of revisiting this week and next week some older videos that I've done and just never finished editing and uploading and all of that. But I didn't want them to get like super out of date, so I decided to upload them now. So this is actually December Sheetload of Cards challenge because I had decided, you can see me putting together the plastic box here, I had decided that I wanted to do a set of cards for my grandpa for Christmas. And so I have these plastic boxes. I've had them forever. I don't even know where they came from, so don't ask because I don't have an answer. But I'm sure you can find something similar somewhere. And I just decided that that would be kind of nice for him to have some cards he could send out during the year. So I did, this is supposed to get you 8 cards, this sheet load. And if you noticed, it's actually was 6x6s this time instead of 12x12s. Last time we did one of these, it was 12x12 papers. This time it was 6x6 papers. So basically the point is Sheetload of Cards. There's 2 different options. So this one works a little bit more like a Kendra's card challenge light, as I like to call them. Especially with the 6x6 patterns, because it's only 1 sketch, it's not 15 sketches, and you make 8 cards instead of 15. So it's about like half size. So it's the light version of Kendra's card challenge. If 15 is too much of a commitment for you, which I totally understand, because those challenges take me forever and they take me forever to film. So I totally get that. Or if you just don't want 15 cards around, this is a really great way to do the same thing on a smaller scale. And like I said, sometimes you even get the 12x12 paper options, in which case that is really great if you're like me and also have a bunch of 12x12 pattern papers that need to get out of your stash because you've had them for what feels like forever. So I'm just cutting up the paper here. It's the same concept. You follow the pattern that's given to you to cut the paper, and it tells you what sizes. I will say, a lot of times the Sheetload of Cards cutting patterns are also much easier than the Kendra's Card Challenge cutting patterns. Are a little simpler and a little more straightforward. So if you want to test something like this out, I might suggest testing out the Sheetload of Cards first. It also happens every month compared to every 3 months like Kendra's Card Challenge, so like, you know, that works too. But anyway, so that's what we're doing, and I thought I would use this to make a little Christmas gift. And that's like, if I was going to do, I don't know what I would use. Kendra's Card Challenge is like a stash builder for myself to make sure I had cards around, but like Sheetload of Cards I think is a great perfect number for like giving away as gifts, because I was really easily able to do these 8 cards and give my grandpa 8 cards, 8 envelopes. And he's, I mean, are they gonna last him like all year? No. I don't think they will, at least. But I mean, grandkids alone, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, there's 7 of us alone. So I mean, I guess if he sent 1 card, because he ends up with 7, because if this the December Sheetload of Cards was supposed to make 8 cards, I made an oops and decided not to redo the card. So I ended up only making 7. Mostly, was it because I was working on this the week of Christmas and I needed to get it done so I could put it in his gift? Yes. I was running a little behind. He had another gift too, so it wasn't like if I didn't finish this, he wasn't going to have anything. But still. But there's 7, so he got 7 cards instead of 8, but that works out because I had all of us grandkids in mind when we were making these, and there's 7 of us. So, I mean, once you add in great grandkids, there's a lot more. But for the most part, like, I was just thinking of like me and my cousins, and so at least he has one for all of us this year, I guess, if he wants to. But yeah, so that's that. So these are all fairly simple cards. I do really like the layout. Here I'm starting the first one, and I'm just was trying to decide what I wanted to use as far as like a focal image. And like I said, I was rushing to get these done because this was like the week of Christmas that I was working on these, and I was like, oh my gosh, if I'm gonna pull this idea off, I need to do this now. So I went very quickly. So like, even you'll see my coloring, not my best. Sorry, Grandpa, but I do think he really, really liked them. And like I said, it was just, I've made cards for him a lot well, not a lot, but like I made a birthday card for him and stuff, and He just mentioned that he really liked it, and he's been sending us a lot of cards and stuff, like for birthdays, and he sent us all Christmas cards this year, which is really, really awesome. And when I got his Christmas card was when I was kind of like, why don't I make him some like nice handmade cards that he can send out? So maybe I'll make him another set for next year. Who knows? But yeah, I just thought it would be nice. And I've always wanted to do this. Like, I've always had this grand vision. My family's watching. Some of my family will watch this video. So, like, don't get your hopes up, guys. That's all I'm going to say. I've always had this, like, grand vision of, like, actually putting together card sets and stuff and making card sets for my family at Christmas to give, just, like, a little one to, like, each family. And I never get it done. I always have these great ambitions, but it just, like, never happens. And in reality, I'm like, I could probably just, like, pull cards out of my stash. None of them probably care if they match, like, at all. But still, I don't usually do that. And I probably should. But this was easy because I was like, birthday cards are always good. And that's what I kind of want to do is I don't usually have a big enough birthday stash to be able to do that, and I feel like birthday cards are like the most useful cards. Like that's usually why people send cards as for birthdays or give people cards as for birthdays. So I want to give them all like a stash of birthday cards, but yeah, I just never. I bet if I started now, I could probably make it happen. Maybe I'll try. Maybe. Like I said, don't family, if you're watching this, don't hold your breath. I make no promises, but maybe if I start like early enough and maybe if I do enough, I was going to say if I do like the Sheetload of Cards every month up from now till December, like I totally have enough. So I don't know. We'll see. I'm not about to make any promises to anyone about anything like that, but this would be great for that. It's basically what I'm getting at. Sheetload of Cards is awesome for making like gift card sets, I think. You could totally do that with Kendra's Card Challenge too. I think that would also be really good for making card sets. I mean, that's kind of like what it's designed to do, but that's a lot more intensive, and those ones would have to go to like special people, where the Sheetload of Cards tend to be a little easier, at least in my opinion. Which is why I think they're a great way to like start if you want to try this kind of thing out, and you know, like would be easier to like make to give away to people. Or yeah, I suppose you could like split up a Kendra's Card Challenge between two people. Like that might work. Now I'm thinking about like gift card sets, and it's not even Christmas anymore. It's like you're watching this at the end of February, I'm pretty sure. So like yeah, you don't care about that anymore. This is also why I kind of waited to share this video, because these cards are very like springy colors, and I was like gonna share them in January, or yeah, I was gonna post this in January, or at one point before I decided to take December off, I was gonna post this in December, which is why I had it filmed, because I was gonna post it and then decided to not edit or upload anything in December. But the colors were super springy, so I was like, okay, yeah, I'm gonna wait and hold this on until it's a little bit more springtime. And I'm filming this at the end of January and like recording this voiceover at the end of January, because I'm trying to like get ahead on videos a little bit. And it's like negative degrees outside the day I'm recording this voiceover. Although it's better than it was. It's not actually negative degrees outside. I think last time I looked, it's supposed to be like 20, but I haven't left my house today, so I don't know. But it was negative degrees outside a couple days ago. Like actual like -3. It was -3 when I woke up this morning. It's just gotten a little bit warmer throughout the day today. Tomorrow is going to be our first day over freezing in like a week. So I'm enjoying these spring colors and these succulents that I'm working on right now, because we're thinking spring over here, and I still have at least a month and a half to go really before we hit spring. And that's if we're lucky, because here I live in Wisconsin, and here sometimes we don't get spring till like May, and sometimes we just skip spring entirely and we go right to summer, and then it's like super hot. So, you know, it just happens that way sometimes. But then again, it's also supposed to be 40 this week. So, I mean, this is way in the past for you guys watching this video, but right now this is what's happening in Wisconsin. And I guess it's mid-January. I keep saying it's the end of January, but I guess it's mid-end of January. Not quite the end yet, but we're getting there. Okay, so we did, those succulents were from my Crop and Create event last March. Not last March, that was definitely in October. It was not in March. It was in October. And they cut out all as one set, and I didn't use them all in the event, so I just have a plastic box that I keep that has all kinds of different images and things, like if I've stamped a bunch of stuff but didn't use it or didn't color it, or extra die cuts like that from like sets that like massively cut dies like that. I will keep them in a little box and then pull them out and use them for things like these. I use that so much. It's basically ephemera that I made myself. I use those kinds of things so much for these challenges, because a lot of times, like, I'm just going to go with this, like, 8 to 15 cards is a lot to make at one time, and I'm not a mass producer when it comes to cards, like, at all. So that really helps me kind of actually get them done and not get bored, because it goes a little faster. When I have the pre-done thingy-mabobbers, like the, pre-done ephemera kind of things, it just helps. Like, I love this one, by the way. That one's so simple with just like the happy birthday greeting in the circle, but I love it. It's actually one of my favorite ones. Most of them do have the little like happy birthday greeting in the circle like that, but that's like my favorite sort of layout design that I did in this series. So yeah, so there's one, it just stamped really bad. I don't even know if I left it in the video. I know I intended to edit it out when I was like editing, but I don't know if I did. But it just stamped really, really bad. And I was like, I could have totally, the only thing that was bad about it was the circle piece. I totally could have cut a new circle, but I, like I said, rushing, because it was like, I have to get this done so that my Christmas cards and things are done. And I just couldn't. I was just like, I gotta just get it done. So I just, and like I said, my grandpa was never gonna know. If my aunts don't show him this video, like, he'll never even know that he was supposed to get 8 and only got 7. He might not even care that he was supposed to get 8 and only got 7. But you know what? It worked out in the end. He did like them, because I was sitting next to him when we were doing, like, when we do gifts at Christmas, everyone like sits in the living room together, and I was sitting kind of next to him when we did gifts, and he did, lean over, and he was like, "Thanks, Sam, these are cool." And I was like, "Awesome, glad you liked it." I don't think I ever shared the birthday card I made for him. I think it's on my like extra videos thing, but he really likes airplanes and stuff, so I got the Lawn Fawn airplane, little paper airplane mice set last year, and I made him a birthday card with that, because as soon as I saw it, I was like, I have to get this, and I have to make Grandpa a card, because he loves airplanes. And I should have put airplanes on some of these, but I didn't. I was kind of trying to go for a little bit of a, I mean, with the colors I chose, it's not super gender neutral, technically, but I was trying to go for a little bit more of a gender neutral, generic, like he could send them to any of us, or any any of us grandkids. Or see, there is the one where I screwed up because I stamped it on I forgot to take the plastic thing off, and yeah, I left it in the video. That's okay. That's a blooper, right? That counts as a blooper reel for the end of the year. So it's okay. But yeah, that's what I did. So, just a reminder that when you're stamping and you have your sticky mat and your MISTI, that you should, in fact, take the cover sheet off before you do anything. And you're probably thinking, like, how did I do that? So basically what happened is I took, because I'm using the same stamp over and over again, I didn't move it. I was just lining up the circle in the same spot, or like approximately the same spot, and I had covered it, and the stamp stuck to the plastic sheet instead of, yeah, it was, it happens. Crafting accidents, they happen. I should have kept that circle, though. I think I threw it out because I was kind of annoyed with myself when it happened, but, like, now watching it back, I kind of wish I would have kept it, because that was kind of, like, a cool, like, backgroundy type situation that was going on there. But bloopers, they, I've already got a collection of them for next year's blooper reel, and it's only, it's, when you're watching this, it's only February. When I filmed this, it was still only January. When I filmed this, it was still only December. I guess, but I think we'll grandfather this one in, since the video didn't come out till 2024. I almost said 2023 again. I keep doing that. There's another video where I had to keep correcting myself and saying 2024 instead of 2023. I haven't quite made that adjustment yet. But yeah, I'm trying to think of what else I have to say. I don't really know. These are so easy. There's not a whole lot of technique involved for me to talk about, so it's kind of like I don't know what to talk about. But yeah, that's it. That's this. I think this is the last one, actually. Or no, there should be one more, because I can see 2 thingies. Yeah, so this was me trying to figure out how I wanted to do this, because now I was going to have extra, like, paper. So I had to decide what I wanted to do as far as the final couple cards, because I was going to have to edit my plan a little bit. So you can see I changed my mind because that was the wrong... There we go. See, I got it. And yeah, so this one's a little different. This one is a little bit different than the other ones because of me having to make some weird decisions about papers. There we go. So yeah, so some of them are a little more feminine, some of them are not as feminine, but really, like I said, I didn't quite hit my super gender neutral goal on here, but and we're gonna do one more plant. My grandpa also really likes plants, so that's why I did some of these succulent ones, because he's quite the gardener. It's very impressive. When I was little and they would babysit me all the time, I used to go over there and like eat peas out of their garden all the time, and raspberries. They always have so many raspberries. They used to have, I don't know if they still have it or not, because it's been a while since I've like wandered in their yard at all. But they used to have like this giant thing of raspberry bushes in their backyard, and I think they kind of got rid of it because I think it got a little bit obnoxious, and they just kind of had to because it was getting a little out of control back there. But like just gigantic raspberry bushes. And all of us kids would go out there in the summer and like eat raspberries, and they'd like have us over just to like go pick all the raspberries because it was like that obnoxious, this mess of raspberry bushes they had. It was behind the garage. The only thing is there was always bees back there too, so like that wasn't fun. I don't think any of us kids are allergic to bees, so it wasn't necessarily like a super dramatic experience, but like I am not the biggest fan of bees. I mean, like, I'm fine if they're outside. Like, they can, like, if you stay in your space and I stay in my space, like, this is how I feel about most bugs. I'm not their biggest fan, but, like, if you stay over there and I stay over here and we don't bother each other, like, life is cool. Like, you can just keep vibing as long as you, like, stay in your space and I'll stay in mine. And life is great. But then sometimes they don't do that, and then that's when I get really freaked out. And that's how I feel about bees. Like, bees are fine. If they just want to, like, buzz around outside and not be near me, that's totally cool. But when they, like, come over by me, that's when I get nervous. And my other fun bee fact is elephants are afraid of bees, which I think is hilarious. Yeah, elephants are scared of bees. That's a story for a different time, though. But anyway, I'm going to leave you with the pictures of all the cards we made today. And that's that. I'm just going to stop talking now. So, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment down below. And I'll see you again soon, and have a crafty day.